Welcome to the course introduction for ENVS 270 Solid Waste Management. This will be a brief video introduction as to the expectations of this online course. So we are going to look briefly at the e-classroom environment, the items you can expect to find there, some general expectations regarding the course outline and the content, as well as your projects and assignments. So firstly, if you have all been enrolled in the course page already, and when you look in your list of my courses, you should see this link to the course page available to you. So this is how you will access the online ENVS 270 course material. You're also advised that all course materials will be made available via this e-classroom platform. All lectures, reference materials, assignments, and everything that you would need would be available in this environment. So for this week's topic is not a marked activity. It's really just a no pressure icebreaker activity where we are all going to get to know each other. Some of you may know each other, some of you do not. So this would be an opportunity for us to at least get to find out a bit about some of the other persons in the class, because you will not really be meeting each other face to face until we meet for our first face-to-face written assessment, which would be the midterm exam. So there will be an activity associated with this icebreaker, and you are required to participate. Also, in the e-classroom environment, in each lesson block from week to week, you will find that there will be a lesson available. This lesson will come either in the form of a video lecture or some other format. So associated with each video lecture will also be a PDF format of the lecture. So once you have looked at and viewed the video, which you can look at and view as many times as you wish, you will also have the PDF format that you can download. Each lesson would also usually be accompanied by a marked activity, and this marked activity must be completed by the date and time specified. If you do not complete the activities, you will not be eligible for the marks. Please note that all upcoming events would also be included on the calendar. Also, you are required to participate in each marked activity. As I said, due dates will be clearly posted, so those activities are not optional unless you are unconcerned about getting your marks. Also, please note, if you have any extenuating circumstances that are preventing you from submitting any of your assignments, no matter what they are, as long as they are marked assignments, and you are unable to submit on time, you are required to bring this to my attention before the due date for my consideration. If you do not let me know before, you run the risk of having a late penalty applied to your mark. Also, related to this issue of the late penalties, so if assignments are not submitted on time, there will be a 1% penalty for each day late, and part of it thereof. Students must also be present for all scheduled assessments, and for example, I'm talking about your midterm exam and your final exam in this case. If any student has missed an assessment, you are required to bring in a medical document, an employer's letter, or any other official documentation that justifies your absence from the marked schedule assessment. Okay, this is required in order for you to be considered for a makeup exam. Now, these rules do not necessarily apply to your final exam, because remember, the final exams are now being coordinated at the college level, and policies and regulations regarding that have already been sent out to the entire COSTAT population, staff and students alike. So you would have to refer to those documents for further information regarding final exams. You're reminded that plagiarism is not permitted. And also, for all written assignments, including the small assignments that you have on the e-classroom, you're required to have proper citations where research is done, and those should be done using the APA referencing system. Your course content will include 10 units over the course of the semester. These, of course, will begin in week 2. As mentioned before, the form that your lessons would take would be in the form of video lectures as well as the marked online activities. Also, in this week's lesson block, a scheme of work is provided for you. This scheme of work really is just a semester guide to let you know from week to week what topics we would be looking at. In each of your for each of your lessons, you would also be provided an outline of the objectives of each lesson. Now let's look briefly at your assignments over the course of the semester. So spanning the course of the semester from weeks 2 to 14, we will be doing a number of online assignments that will total 20% of your final grade. Please be reminded, even though they will be small assignments, they will be marked, and every little bit counts. If you miss marked assignments, you don't get those marks, sometimes that can make the difference between a pass and a fail, or difference between one grade boundary and another. So please do not waste the opportunity. By week 3, you will be getting your first individual assignment. So these assignments will be conducted in your homes. So this is a waste characteristic project, which will be worth 5%. By week 6, you'll be given your group report. So this would be managed in the online environment. That will be worth 15%. So that is not an individual mark, that is a group mark. By week 9, we are looking at conducting our midterm assessment, 15% as well. I would ask though that once a date has been set, if anybody recognizes that they have a scheduling issue in terms of clashes, because I believe some of you may be doing other courses as well on the same day and time, please let me know in advance. Week 12, you will have another individual assignment to do. This will be a recycling project, also with 5%, and then of course the college is going to set the dates and times for the final exam, so you will have to pay attention to notifications from the college regarding that. Contact with the lecturer. So my email is stated here, my email address. Please note that if you search the directory for me, the college directory, it is possible that 2 different email addresses may show up for me. Please make sure that this is the one that you're using. If you mistakenly send messages to the other email address, it would not reach me. My phone, once I'm in office, you should be able to reach me. This is COSTAT's main line. This is my extension, and my office hours are posted on eClassroom, so you can refer to eClassroom for that. Please note that there is also specifically 1 hour allocated for online office hours. What that means is that within that hour, if you need to get an urgent response from me within that eClassroom environment, you can message me and I should be able to respond to you within that hour. Okay, moving on. So this brings us to the end of today's introduction. If you can please now proceed to the activity for today. Thank you for your cooperation.